Skip it up and that up. So a decade-long study, yes, 10 years, was done on over 11,000 kids in the UK to see how they reacted to playing video games and if they had any kind of behavioral issues, so on and so forth. So what do you think happened? Did they all become killers and go shooting up schools like the United States, all of the mainstream media in the US would want you to believe? No, not even close. Here is what happened. Originally published in the British Medical Journal, the findings were part of the UK Millennium Cohort Study and sought to explore how exposure to screen entertainment, they also did TV with this one, affected children's psychological development. The key findings that came out of the study included that exposure to video games from the age of 5 was shown to have no effect on behavior, attention, or emotional issues. Neither television nor video games caused attentional or emotional problems, and there was no difference between boys and girls in the survey results. So of course, this is going to be all over the news in the United States, right? 11,000 kids, decade-long study, and they found that video games have no effect on them. It should be all over, shouldn't it? No, of course it's not going to be. Video games have been the cop-out for the NRA. I remember back in December of 2012 when that awful shooting at Sandy Hook happened, and they had a guy who was a proponent, I think he was actually from the NRA, the National Rifle Association, and he was trying to blame video games. And what he said the solution to school shootings is to have everyone armed to the teeth, have armed guards at malls, have teachers with firearms, have everyone armed to the teeth. He wanted you to go to the mall and feel like you were in City 17 from Half-Life 2. That was his solution. But video games sitting around playing Call of Duty, that was what the problem was. That was what was turning kids into killers. Now, I know people get pissed off when I talk about this. Rich, you don't have proof that video games don't make people violent. I'm like, but they don't have any concrete proof that they do. There was no proof in either direction, but they were instantly pointing the finger to get people's minds off of, oh, maybe guns are actually the issue. Maybe the fact that it's way too easy to get a gun in the States is actually an issue. They didn't want you to think about that. They wanted a cop-out. They wanted something that on the surface, ooh, wow, you play Battlefield 4 like you're doing in this game. Wow, that looks really realistic. I bet that makes little Timmy violent. I always use little Timmy as an example. I got to think of a new name, but that's what my point is. And here is concrete evidence. A decade-long, 11,000 kids. I mean, maybe they could have gotten 11,000 kids from a different area of the world, and maybe it would have been different. Who knows? But I don't think so. Those are a lot of kids to study, and not one of them had violent tendencies due to video games or any kind of negative behavioral effects. But they won't talk about it. It's not what the mainstream media in the States wants you to hear. And please don't twist this into the fact that I am, anti-gun and want to see the Second Amendment taken away, because that is not even close to how I feel about the Second Amendment in the States. But I know no matter what I say, if I even hint at any kind of extra restrictions on purchasing guns, people flip out and, want Alex Jones to come here in a ninja suit and assassinate me. But anyway, so alright guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.